both sides going down. I mean, it's a tough trip to go to Geelong in the best of times. What are you guys embracing about the challenge of playing a good team on their home deck?
Yeah, well, if you want to be a good team in this competition, you've got to win on the road. And we've, over the last 5 years, never shied away from any of the challenges that we've had thrown at us. We hadn't won in a lot of grounds for a long time, and gradually we've been able to tick those off against good opposition. We sort of got close last year down at Geelong, so at least it's in recent times that we've played there, which is good. But you know, we're aware of our story down there. We haven't won since 2003, and the average winning margin's been about 50 points and all that sort of stuff. But we'll just embrace the challenge like we always do. Obviously have a healthy respect for Geelong. They've been a team that's always plays in finals, and over the last 3 years we've been able to do the same as that. So yeah, we'll see how we go. It's an early season test, but it's not the be-all and end-all of everything, but we'd like to come away with a good performance.
When you have ticked off those ones that you haven't done for a while, how much does that give the team even extra?
Oh, I think it just, you know, every team's got a story, and I guess when you do sort of tick off those milestones, sort of tough contests at different grounds, it helps your belief grow in yourself. As I said before, all the really good teams have an ability to win on the road. You can't just rely on winning at home. And so far this year we've had a road trip in the pre-season and another one in round 2, and we've been able to go okay. So we'll just hopefully look forward to continuing that on. I think our group has matured a fair bit, so Friday night will be a good test of that, I suppose. Yeah, not really. It was good. I went into the team meeting immediately after the game, and the leaders were talking about put that one behind us, and you know, we've got a big game coming up next week. It's 6 days away, so let's recover and get on with it. So no, we didn't spend any time really celebrating that performance, other than we did our normal review on Monday. But that was looking at improvement areas rather than watching all our good passages.
When you sit down and do the video Monday from that game, what do you look at? What can you look at to actually
from North Melbourne? No, we didn't look at a great deal. There was some things that we were trying to get better at in the game from previous weeks, and we did. So we showed them a little bit of that, and then we just went off to line meetings. So it was pretty low key. As I said, we were more interested in getting on with the next game, to be honest.
You really love the two genuine ruckmen in your team for quite a few years, and you got no Oscar this week. How much does that impact your setup and your game plan tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I think I'm really confident that Darcy will be able to step up and probably do a larger percentage of the ruck work than he's been doing in previous weeks, because I think probably it's been 60% Oscar and 40% Darcy. That'll flick around a little bit this week. We'll bring Tom Fullerton into the team, and Tom's done a lot of ruck work over the summer and has played that sort of forward second ruck role for us before. So we're sort of doing a like for like replacement, if you like. So that's where that's at.
I know your one little post-match this was, so I don't know if you've changed your tune on having looked at the film, but the one tiny bit you were nitpicky about was the clearances.
Yeah. Is
that still the way you feel? Is that an area that you work on?
Yeah, that's probably been a bit of a focus for us all season so far. And the one thing we know about Geelong, you can't compete with Geelong unless you can compete at the clearance and the contested ball. So it's the big battle tomorrow night, and we like to think we could improve on what we did last week, albeit we did get better as the game went on, I thought.
I guess an advantage is in that contested battle is that Joel Selwyn won't be there, and I guess that is an advantage because he's a champion of the game.
Yeah, he's a champion of the game, but they've got plenty of other blokes that are pretty strong in the midfield. Dangerfield's pretty handy, and Parfitt and Guthrie, who's an All-Australian, just to name a few. So they're an experienced side, and no doubt they'll be keen to fill the void that Joel leaves, and they wouldn't want it thought that they can't do well without him, that their pride will click in. So we're expecting a tough contest in that part of the ground.
Sounds like O'Connor's is going to come in. Are you expecting him to go straight to Lockie Neal, that's generally his job.
Yeah, well, he's done that last year. Previous times he's played on Charlie Cameron, I reckon, as a defender. So I don't know. They could go either way with that. We just have to see when the ball's bounced.
Craig, you had that good win in the Gunner since going down to Geelong last year, but you had to address that pretty boring game in Geelong last year this week just to see how you were reacting.
No, not really. We've got a healthy rivalry with Geelong now. I mean, for the last 3 years we've been a decent side, as have they. So when the better sides play each other, it's on. The gloves are off. So I wouldn't have thought there'd be any different tomorrow night. And we just look forward to that. And you know, what we hope is our players could remain calm in that sort of high octane sort of atmosphere. And you know, which we were against Essendon a couple of weeks ago. So we've experienced the parochial crowd and all that sort of stuff. So it'll just be another case of that tomorrow night, and you know, hopefully we can show that we're really maturing as a team.
Yeah, so you're happy to embrace that if it does become
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it will be. I'm certain of that. So that's what it's all about.
You mentioned Charlie. I guess he had an amazing game on the weekend, except for maybe just that conversion. Is he just that little bit away from being the Charlie Cameron that we all know can win a game off his own boot at times?
Oh, well, he was that Charlie Cameron last week, to be honest, wasn't he? As I say, I was just finishing. Every week's a different game. Some teams are harder to play against than others. I think it'll be, no disrespect to North Melbourne, Geelong are a great side defensively, so it's going to be tougher for all of our forwards to score tomorrow night, so we'll need to be at our best.
Is hate too strong a word, Chris, between you and the Cats?
No, I think hate's a really strong word. There's an intense rivalry.
How would you describe that rivalry? How do you view it?
It's hard to know where it's come from. I guess maybe it started in that game up here when Linton McCarthy marked the ball late in the game and kicked a goal for us to win. And you know, probably since we've sort of started to become a better side, you know, Geelong like to, as a team, have been up there for a long time, and they like to stamp their authority on other teams that might be emerging, and that's probably where it started. And we're happy for it to continue for both of us, because it probably means we're up there somewhere near the top.